Gangs of London returned to AMC Plus last month, bringing the provocative, blood-soaked action series back with a vengeance. Following the shocking finale, which aired in the United States in late 2020, the knockdown, drag-out crime show quickly answered many lingering questions, while delivering a new round of shocking twists and turns out the gate. Is it, however, worthwhile to watch? What are some of the compelling reasons to watch it? Let's find out. Starting us off, if you like Game of Thrones or The Wire, then try Gangs of London. For those unfamiliar with Gangs of London, the series depicts the brutal struggles between the several crime families that compete for control in contemporary London when the city's most prominent mobster is slain, putting his younger and unproven son in charge of his huge empire. Meanwhile, an ambitious and resourceful low-level criminal begins to ascend in prestige and respect, all while concealing a secret that could cost him his life. Part Game of Thrones, part The Wire, and with the vicious edge of shows like Banshee and Sons of Anarchy, Gangs of London is not afraid to push the audience, whether through extreme violence or narrative twists that keep you guessing week after week. Moving on, it was created by the director and cinematographer of The Raid. Gangs of London was produced and developed by Gareth Evans and Matt Flannery, respectively, the director and cinematographer for the Raid film series. The show debuted on Sky Atlantic in April 2020 to enormous praise and huge ratings, and both of these individuals developed it. If you haven't seen The Raid: Redemption or its sequel, you're missing out on some of the most exciting and brilliantly planned action moments ever captured on film. These Indonesian action thrillers altered the game in terms of how modern action movies are made, considering the vastness and vibrancy of the world-building exhibit in The Raid 2. You might be able to speculate about the path the series will take in its portrayal of the dark criminal underworld in London. At number 3, The Hollow director, Corin Hardy, became Season 2 showrunner. With Gareth Evans away on filming during the second season of Gangs of London, regular series director Corin Hardy takes over as showrunner. While the action may not be as slick or frantic, it's surely as hard-hitting, gory, and perhaps meaner than Season 1. While Hardy is best known as a filmmaker for directing the divisive Conjuring Universe installment, The Nun, he cut his teeth with an incredibly scary and imaginative horror film with 2015's The Hollow. The film is about a family whose woodland house is besieged by mythical monsters, which had been notably attached to the reboot of The Crow for 4 years. As we progress, let's not forget the fact that Gangs of London has the best action on television, period. By the end of Gangs of London's first episode, you'll have witnessed one of the most stunning action sequences in TV history, with a remarkably choreographed bar brawl that accompanies every vicious hit with a bone-crunching sound design that sells each shot like death. When the sequence finishes, you realize that with Evans behind each shootout, brawl, and carnage in Season 1, you're certain to get nearly one equally magnificent action set piece in each episode, each aiming to top the one before it and almost succeeding. Though Evans' magic is missed in Season 2, the action on display is light years ahead of anything else on TV, and yet manages to match the passion and attitude of Evans' masterworks. Moving on, Season 1, Episode 6, the best bottle episode in the genre. There have been many great bottle episodes throughout television history, including ones in Mr. Robot, The Sopranos, Breaking Bad, and Game of Thrones, to name just a few. However, in terms of the action genre of television, only a few shows can compare to the 6th episode of the first season of Gangs of London. For viewers in the United Kingdom, this episode was titled The Fifth. In this episode, a Welsh gang leader attempts to smuggle his son out of the country, even though the son has been marked for death by several of his enemies. However, when their remote safe house is discovered, highly skilled mercenaries are tasked to kill all those contained within. This leads to one of the most action-packed and explosive standoffs that have ever been produced, during which you'll be rooting for our potentially doomed underdogs throughout every electrifying minute. Let's not leave behind the diverse and exceptional ensemble cast. In contrast to the majority of crime dramas produced in the United States, Gangs of London takes great care to cast a wide range of talented actors from various countries and cultures. These actors all get to portray multi-dimensional characters, each of whom has unique depth, insecurities, fears, and principles. Among the notable members of the ensemble cast are Lucien Mazamati, who's known for being the first black actor to play Lago in a production of Othello by the Royal Shakespeare Company in 2015. Irish actress Beleen Kane, who is best known for her role in The Fall. Esteemed Pakistani actor Asif Raza Mir, Under the Shadow breakout star Narjeh Rashidi, and I May Destroy You actor Papa Asidu, among many others. Moving on, Joe Cole makes a statement as Sean Wallace, while Sope Dirisu is killing it as Elliot. Joe Cole, who has appeared in Skins, Peaky Blinders, Green Room, A Prayer Before Dawn, and Black Mirror, is undoubtedly fantastic as Sean Wallace, the prodigal son of the recently deceased Finn Wallace. Cole Meany, who has been unceremoniously thrusted to his father's metaphorical throne, masking his emotional vulnerability and complicated family dynamic with his uncompromising and unforgiving tactics as a gang lord, Cole delivers some of his best work to date in Gangs of London. And while this writer will spare you any spoilers about the character in Season 2, the young actor has made such an impression that it's difficult to imagine the show without his shadow looming large over the proceedings. On the other hand, Sope Dirisu, famous for his roles in His House and Mr. Malcolm's List, who plays Elliot, a rapidly advancing criminal harboring a dangerous secret in Gangs of London, commands the screen like few others. He offers tragic pathos and humanity while handling his own during the demanding action sequences in his portrayal of Elliot. However, in the second season of Gangs of London, Dirisu takes the character to an entirely new level. This is especially true when the character is forced to deal with the potentially damaging repercussions of his truly stunning actions in the Season 1 finale. Up next, Michelle Fairley showcases her bad side as Marion Wallace. Michelle Fairley is a force of nature as the widowed Marion Wallace in Gangs of London. She plays another fierce and unrelenting matriarch in this role, after her star-making turn as Catelyn Stark in Game of Thrones. In this role, she tries to guide and protect her family when rival gangs come out of the woodwork for their piece of her husband's kingdom. Fairley's depiction of someone on the fringe of the impending gang war who is thrown into the mess head first never falls below gripping, and the lengths to which the character goes to protect her family gives way to some of the most shocking moments of the entire bloody affair. Moving on, Gangs of London is unabashedly provocative and R-rated with mind-blowing twists and turns. The fact that Gangs of London is an original production from AMC Plus and was made for an international audience means that it's exempt from any content restrictions imposed on even the laxest cable networks. The series' blatantly violent content, graphic sexuality, and crude language are all completely appropriate for the streaming service. Gangs of London provides its cast with every opportunity to showcase their character without using kid gloves, providing a platform for performances that are as intense and bold as the circumstances surrounding them. This adds a layer of gritty authenticity to the program's bold action and drama, giving the program a more realistic feel overall. In addition, one of Gangs of London's greatest virtues is its ability to take the plot into new and frightening directions while remaining completely natural from the first scene to the last. Gangs of London doubles down on surprises, illustrating that no one is secure or trustworthy, no matter how much you want to support their character. Finally, Gangs of London Season 2 follows suit, with the shocks coming thick and fast, including one unforgettable moment in Episode 6 that left the writer's jaw firmly on the floor. Following that, Walid Zuwaider's ruthless new villain in Season 2, the advent of Koba, a cruel crime lord in the second season of Gangs of London, has significantly altered the show's dynamic. Koba is a new adversary for the characters who survived Season 1. Koba immediately becomes a volatile wildcard that changes the series' dynamic while participating in some of the most nerve-wracking set pieces of the new season, including a home invasion sequence that ranks high among Gangs of London's best scenes, with a vicious streak and no qualms about involving innocent family members in gang affairs. Koba immediately becomes an unpredictable wildcard that changes the series' dynamic. And finally, the pedigree behind the camera who had stunning camera work, outside of Corin Hardy and Gareth Evans, who have directed 11 episodes of the series' 18-episode run. Gangs of London has enlisted the help of some great filmmakers to bring the drama to life. In Season 1, Evans and Hardy are joined by Xavier Gens, a French New Extremism movement member who has directed films such as Frontier, a 2007 Hitman remake starring Timothy Olyphant, and The Divide, a transgressive apocalypse thriller. Meanwhile, American Ultra director Nima Norizada and Narcos Mexico director Marcela Sed round out the directorial team for Season 2, contributing to the visceral aesthetic of the ongoing Wallace family narrative. The camera work on Gangs of London is nothing short of stunning, from the outstanding long takes to the aesthetically engaging pictures on display. It absolutely elevates the standards of most TV programs. Gangs of London contains more than a handful of amazing photos that you won't soon forget, and that's before you consider the stunning composition showing the sordid, dilapidated foundation of the criminal operations. And with all that, that's the end of today's video. What do you think of the video? Is there a reason that we might have overlooked it? Please let us know in the comment section. Don't forget to like and share the video, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.